To be honest, the wild always felt like an impossible idea. Now I can only say this to you because it actually exists. It's a real thing that we've created, and it's not impossible, it's real. But in the beginning, it felt like a pipe dream, to be honest. And maybe this is what separates entrepreneurs from, anyone else, is like entrepreneurs don't see walls, they see very steep hills. And that's really sort of what we're looking at, is a very steep hill that we've got to climb. That's the reward of it as well, because anyone knows that even though you stare up that hill and it feels so daunting at first, once you get to the top, there is a euphoria that comes from actually doing that and having that satisfaction of making it there. Balance is difficult, like that idea of balance, because you think that it's 50-50, like you have to have weight in your home or your life and then weight in your work. And so I've sort of come to this realization that it's more about really finding the right way to just ease my work or even fit my work into the lifestyle that I want to have. And I have an amazing family. I have 3 daughters and a wife, and that sort of empowers me to do what I'm doing. I think for me, what I've found is it's something that I always strive for, and I always make sure that I'm taking care of, number one, myself, that I'm healthy in mind and body. I do yoga, multiple times a week, at least 3 times a week. And I run usually in the mornings, like before my kids wake up. And then once I know that like I'm okay, then I can bring that energy into my work and that group of people and my family and provide them, what they need. And it's hard. We don't always do it well, but I really strive to create a good fit of those worlds together. I think starting a business is hard no matter who you are. So you, number one, have that barrier in front of you. But underserved populations have a much larger barrier because a lot of times you have a community without the same access to capital in your immediate friends and family community. And then, of course, there are all sorts of built-in prejudices in the system that are going to create barriers. My advice to anyone starting a business, and especially to an entrepreneur from an underserved population, would be just to see those barriers as giant hills and just keep climbing. And don't take no for an answer, and don't think you're not good enough, and don't think you can't do it, because you are good enough and you can do it. And you just have to want it enough. You have to go after it enough, and you have to believe in yourself enough. And that's hard, but it's what you've got to do. Well, I met Nitin right at the end of raising our seed round, right before we closed. And he swooped in with a lot of energy, and he's the type of person that really just makes things happen quickly and with enthusiasm. I definitely called around and talked to other founders who had worked with Nitin as well, and to just get some backstory and like, who is this guy? and is all of this energy like authentic? Does he carry this on? And everyone basically said yes. Like, this is really who he is, and that's the sort of energy that drives Elevate. So it made the choice to have them as a part of our investor community pretty easy. Now, looking at sort of what they offer, it is largely, Nitin's on our board. And so, I try to be very efficient in what we're talking about and more structured now, because Nitin really expects that. He expects really digestible, high quality information, and he processes that information really quickly and gives feedback. And sometimes that feedback is in the form of encouragement. Great, let's move on. Sometimes it's in the form of a critique. And sometimes it's in the form of an introduction. Like, okay, this person could help you with that. And that intro happens in 10 seconds. So That's amazing. I mean, that's very helpful to me at this stage. Like, that's what we needed, and so I'm glad to have made that choice.